Hey y'all, so I just wanted to do a video just to explain about what on earth happened yesterday with that towel wash I done. What exactly is happening with this machine now and stuff like that. So I feel like I may as well start from like the very start whenever I started to wash. So yesterday, I was washing it. Whenever I loaded it, the machine was completely full, but once it had all absorbed the water, well, obviously, like, it wasn't so full that I had to force the door closed or anything like that. But once it had all absorbed the water, it was about 3/4 full, so it was. So I done that load on cotton 60 extra water through the app, because with this machine, it has a top-up limitation on it. So whenever you do a wash, the machine won't top up any more than, it's around 10 or 15 top ups. It's something like that. So if you do like a full absorbing load and the machine reaches that top up limit, then there's a possibility that the machine will wash without any water. So that's why whenever I do a full load like that, I stick it on cottons with extra water for the app, because then it like tops up to about, it just depends on what the level is on the wash at the whenever it starts to fill up. But like yesterday it filled up to about, shut this door, it was about there, it topped up to, but then once it started tumbling, it was around just above the door sill, so it was. So I have to do that. It can be quite annoying, but at least it guarantees that it won't wash with any without any water. So it does. But anyway, so it was doing the main wash completely fine. As I said in that video, the 14-minute one that I uploaded yesterday, I put in 150ml, exactly 150ml of Daz whites and colours, which it says on the box to do if it's like completely full. And like, I've never ever had an issue with that. Like, that's what I use like all the time whenever I'm doing a towels wash, typically, if it's like as full as that. And they were heavy soiled as well, so they were. So I did dose a little bit less than what it says. But I find that 150ml works fine. Thankfully, they all came out clean and all that. So we'll get to the end terms. So done the cool down like it does the drain like it normally does. It got to the first burst, the 300 RPM one, that was completely fine. And then it was the 1000 RPM spin where it started to go haywire. So on the spin, that one, it did go into spin more unbalanced than it normally would. Then my original, what I was going to do, I was just going to watch it for myself. So I was, oh, this will just be a normal spin. Then as it was coming near to 1000 RPM, it done the high speed suds lock. Thankfully, my phone was just on this table here. So as it started suds locking, I rushed to get my phone, hit record, and that's where the madness started to unveil for us. So obviously it held for 1000 for a bit. The machine detected that it had suds in it. It had detected that. It starts to slow down and turns the pump off. This is where the madness really starts to get in. So it starts slowing down, and then it gets to it's about 600 RPM, or maybe just a little bit above that. And the machine starts to get really confused and continues to spin. Whereas it's meant to slow right down and stop and just stay still for about 2 or 3 minutes, and then start filling up, draining, filling up, draining, filling up, draining, like it normally would. So it was still spinning, and that was with the pump off for about 2 or 3 minutes it was doing it for, around that. It was completely glitched on the main PCB. It was reading that that the machine had stopped, yet on the inverter module was still sending voltage to the motor and was keeping it going. So with that pump being on, with it not being on, should I say, the suds got really, really thick and started to back up into the drawer. I'll take a drawer out, might as well, man. So it was starting to back up in the drawer through that hole, came all in here, and then it started to come up and drip out the front. With there being a gap in here, I presume that the suds have also went down inside the machine and were dripping onto the floor underneath as well. So which is meaning that this machine will also probably start to have a rusting issue at 4 months old, just like its cousin. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic for a machine that I paid £450 for and is now up to £470 on the Euronics website. Can't beat that, sure you can't. Anyway, whenever I'm talking about the motor alone, it handled decently with the fact that just on the fact that it didn't completely wreck that motor. That is literally it. If we're talking about in general, it was shocking. Absolutely shocking what it done. The fact that it was completely puking all over the floor and that it didn't stop spinning. The PCB didn't identify that it was still spinning is just absolutely mind-bending for this high-end machine. That even a machine that like this, that is 470 quid, whenever it suds locks in, even if it doesn't cut out, it never gets to the point where the machine is literally confused and doesn't have a clue what it's doing. And wouldn't, I'm getting to the glitching thing, the freezing, in a wee second. Even my £170 WM5100W that we had for 7 years, it never done anything like these two do. But, it only puked 3 times in the 7 years we had it. But then again, it was used on Mini 30 all the time. But that machine could actually cut out. So it could, we'll get to the glitch, the freezing part now. So obviously it did stop spinning eventually. And then as soon as it stopped, it filled through the main wash for the anti-suds, like it would do if it had been sitting there for 3 minutes. Then it drained, filled up, drained, filled up, drained, and then got completely stuck. It got completely stuck at that point whenever it was draining. And it drained for a good few minutes. So the pump wasn't turning off. It was on for about 5 minutes. And then that was whenever I was stopping it, opening the door, then shutting it, and then it turned on the pump again one of the times I'd done that, and then turned it off and got completely stuck. So it did, and then I opened the door. I think I stopped it, opened the door, and then started it twice. So it did, no. Well, the first time I started it and stopped it and started it, so I said I didn't open the door, and then I opened it again. So yeah, then it got completely stuck. So it did. If I had have left that on, it would have sat there for about an hour or something like that. Because while it could have simply just been a faulty product, it's not only mine that does this. They all do it. They all have the potential to do something as stupid as that. Because mine isn't the first one that has done some of the glitches that this is done. I've seen other videos on YouTube where they're Aquatex. They're different ones, even the beko ones do it too. And they have done it things launched into spin, continue spinning while it's meant to be an anti-suds. And then all of them do that mode. You see the motor reset thing that it doesn't bother me, because at least it knows that it doesn't get confused or anything like that, like the Grundig did. But even still, it is shocking that it got completely confused. So I'll put that on fast full load. It went free fine apart from the final spin, which was extremely unbalanced and was like the machine, like it couldn't eat, like there was like this tiny water lock that wasn't even coming down the door, I think, and it couldn't even speed up above it got to 1,000 stuck there. I rented look, the machine can't even speed up because at that time I was fuming at it, and then it went up to 1,200 but couldn't go any faster, and it spun that on the first attempt for the final spin, but I still have to upload it, or it might be up whenever before I've got this one up. So that went free fine with no glitches whatsoever. I had another wash to do yesterday, so I stuck on Continence 40 fast, not fast plus, just fast, and that went free fine. So the machine is thankfully out of that freezing period and it's now working. So now I need to talk to you about what the hell is happening with this. I wasn't going to spoil this, but do you know what? I may as well, because why on earth not? This week I am getting a new shed, thank God. It will be over there in the garden. So it will, so I'm planning on getting it at the weekend. Maybe, but I'm gonna maybe go to the place that I'm going and look at them on Tuesday. I don't know how long it will take for the shed to be built, but I want, whenever I'm getting it built, I want there to be electrics and plumbing put in it, because I'm gonna need that. So I might have to get like a few teams to do this for me, so I don't know how long it's gonna take. And the price as well is gonna be high. So the plan is, because I'll try using this machine for a wee bit more, see how it goes, because I wasn't going to spoil this off either, but whenever I get that shed, I was planning on getting a new machine anyway if I have the money. Now, I'm not on about like some £600 machine, I'm on about like something like 350, somewhere around that. I was originally, I was looking everywhere. I was mainly looking at a brand I don't like. For example, I've seen a Candy Ultra in my local appliance shop. Good, maybe about a few months ago, maybe, for $270. I was actually thinking about getting that, even though I thought it was like so ugly that I actually liked the design. So I was like wanting to go outside the box and maybe try that. But because of the fact that this machine is now going absolutely insane quite a lot, it doesn't help how many washes I've done on it. I might as well just turn it on. But like, as I say, like, it's not freezing anymore, so it's all like working completely fine. So it is, thank God. But I have done, like, as you can see, 222 cycles in this. There's no errors on it either from that. Just shocked that, but yeah, so depending on how this machine acts, if the glitching gets any more intense than what it's just done yesterday, if it starts doing that more often, then I'm taking this machine out to that new shed. But I might replace this with like a Grundig GR 7700 that doesn't have Aquatech or Fiber Catcher, just one of them ones with the white door that you can actually see in, or maybe just an 8kg one. I don't really know yet, but we'll see. It all depends on like how much money I have whenever I've got the shed and stuff like that, or whether my parents will let me buy it or not. So yeah, so WTG will go out to the shed once that's all built, will be plumbed in and will be used again, along with the hot point, and then I still have to fix the Dyson. But I'm hoping that will hopefully be done in within a month, but I really don't know, because I have to take the tub apart as well. I have to take like the sump hose off, as there's like wee bits of metal. I think it's corroded screws that are rattling about in the tub, so I have to get them out, or else, because I don't want that drum season on it. So I do have to get them out. So I think it could be because with the Dysons for the paddles that they're screwed in, and all of them screws on them paddles have corroded, but the paddles are still in, so I'm wondering if like the bottom of the screws that are in the paddles have like came off and they're rattling in the drum or something. But that'll all be fixed anyway. But I was just like so shocked at this yesterday. Like, sorry the way I was reacting, like, oh my god, shit, etc. I'm sorry about that. I didn't have either anyway, that I was tired yesterday, as I didn't get any sleep either, but I'm fine now. Like, I still like this machine, don't get me wrong. It's still one of the better programmed ones, but because of the glitchiness, I don't really trust it anymore. So I don't even know that I still really like this. I can't trust it. I can't trust it as much as I can trust the dryer upstairs. Like, if that had have happened whenever we were out, or something like that, then that would have been even worse. So it would have, because like, if you look, I don't know if you can really see it. You might be able to, there's loads of watermarks on this front now. Might be able to see it, you can see it like a wee bit, I think. But I can't really tell because of the fact that there's the reflection in it. You can see like there's watermarks from all that suds in there. But yeah, really bad. But anyway, we'll just see what the future brings. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.